So here, as you can see, after writing weavely generated, we are going to type here the password. So you can write any password over here, and after that you are going to provide the part of the output file which we will generate in PHP. So we are going to type here root, and after that we are going to type the name of our file. So we are going to type here test.php and press enter. Hello guys, welcome back. Today I have brought a new session for all of you in which we will see how we can generate a payload and the process to generate a payload. We will discuss briefly about the payloads, the types of payloads, and how to encode them and how to make them undetectable. So we will understand that from basic to advanced. So let's start our today's session. So first of all, we will just simply open up our terminal, and I will prefer you to always run the sudo apt update and upgrade command before doing any task in your Linux operating system. Whether you are using the Ubuntu operating system, Parrot and Garuda and other Linux operating systems, you must use the apt update and upgrade command, because by using apt update and upgrade there are less chances of getting errors during the process of your task. Now we have to make a payload, but before that, firstly let's discuss what is a payload. It is such a malware which enters in some other system and generate a request from there, because of which firewall can't stop it. If we try to access some system directly from our attacking system, then firewall will stop that package and it will not let it access the victim's device. But if we generate a payload and somehow we make that payload reach the victim's system, and then after that, as soon as the victims runs that application, or if it does any such activity which will run that payload, then that payload will directly get connected to us, which means that the victim system will get connected to us in this case. Firewall won't be able to stop it, but the antivirus in our systems read the payload files and come to know that this is a malicious program, and then they block it. We will also see how to bypass them. First of all, let's see how to generate a payload. Later we will also see how to make it undetectable. We can use two services to generate the payload. For this, Metasploit is the best, but instead of going in Metasploit through the console of Metasploit, we will generate the payload through the MSF Venom, which is also a part of Metasploit. So first of all, we will just cancel this update, because I have already updated my system recently. So first command which we are going to type in our terminal here is MSF Venom, and we are going to use the MSF Venom, which is also a part of Metasploit. Since we are now in making payload and we don't know what type of virus we want to make, or what name we have to give it, or how to use it. So as of now, we will just write MSF Venom and hit enter. So we can see that we have received the help of MSF Venom. Here its help is shown to us. The process to use this and the things involved in a payload. If it's a program, then these are going to help us in generating the program. So here we have the options. -L is for the list. -list you can use instead of using the -list, you can only use -L. So these are some options you can check out from here. Now the question arises, what will the program need after going into the victim system and getting connected to us? It will need our IP address. It will need two main things. Number one is the IP address of the attacking machine and the port which we have provided during the generating of our payload. It will try to connect that IP and the port from there to the attacking machine. In most of the payloads that we will make in future, they will need only 2 to 3 things. The first one is the IP of the attacker, and the second one is the port to which it needs to be connected. Apart from this, if we want to use some extra configuration, then we can also add them in that. These are the two basic things that we will definitely put in any payload. If it goes in the system and gets connected to us, then it should know from where to connect. So we will start after entering these two details. What do we need to do here? we don't know how to use a payload. For that, we can see here in the options, here we have the list option. So we want to see the list of the payloads. So let's see, here we will in our terminal we will type here msf venom, and after the msf venom command we will just type -l, and after entering the -l, after that we are going to write here payload, and now we are going to press enter, and whatever payloads are in this, or the payloads that are stored here by Metasploit, we can see all these payloads, and we can select any payload from these and use it. And here you can see some payloads are of Windows 32-bit and some payloads are of Windows 64-bit. Today we will generate a payload for Android. We will see whether it is detectable by the virus or not. So for that we have to go on the top of the page to check where are the Android payloads. So I'm going to scroll up. There are a lot of payloads available, so that's why it takes time to scroll the page. So we are going to generate the payload for Android, and we will see whether it is detectable by the virus or not, and if it is, then we will see the service to use so that the virus or payload becomes undetectable. All the payloads starting from A here are for the Android. Now we have to select the payload to be used for Android. Here we can see the meanings of all the payloads are available, and the work of payloads is also shown over here in the description tab. So we are selecting a payload that will communicate with us through the TCP handler. So we are going to use this Android meterpreter reverse underscore TCP payload. So we are selecting a payload that will communicate with us through TCP communication, and it will connect to the victim machine with our system. So we have to use this payload. What will we do now? We will start to use it. Most of payloads need only two things, IP and the port, which are made while getting generated. So we will write here. So before writing that, we are going to simply copy this payload, Control Shift C to copy the payload. So now we are going to type here msf venom, and after that the payload which we have copied from the top of the page, so paste it over here using the command Control Shift and V. So we have to put two things in that. First one is the IP through which it will be connected, and the second thing is the port to which it will connect. So we will put the IP of our attacker machine here by writing, after the payload Android meterpreter reverse TCP, we are going to just type here L port and the symbol of equal to, and after that you are going, we are not going to type here L port, we are going to type here L host, and after this the symbol of equal to, and then you can type here your IP address. And if you don't know what is your IP address, you can check out that from this command ifconfig. So here you can see this is the IP of my machine which I am going to use. So copy this, and we are going to paste it over here using control, or let me just paste it over here, Control Shift V to paste your IP address. So as you can see, we have successfully entered the IP address of the attacking machine, and after that you are going to type here the L port command and then equal to symbol. We can keep L port as any port, it doesn't matter. We just need to keep such a port that is not used normally. It is recommended to put a port above 8000. So we will write here 8687. So you can write any port over here, and after that we are going to type here a symbol of greater than with a space, because of which the payload that is generated will be saved in a file. After that we will keep the name of our payload as fktest.apk, because we are going to generate a payload for the Android, so we have to use the apk extension. Don't use the exe extension because that is for the Windows operating system. So as you can see, as of now, this is the name of our payload, fktest.apk, and now we will simply hit the enter button. So let's see what it says. Now it says that MSF Venom error, no option, MSF Venom -a Metasploit standalone payload generator. So I think we have to use the parameter -a over here before the payload. So we will just type here again our payload, and after that we are going to use -a because we are going to generate it for the Android. So press enter. So as you can see, the attempting to read payload from stdin has been started, and now our payload will be generated shortly. Sorry guys, you don't have to use the parameter -a, you have to use a parameter -p for the payload. So we are going to type here -p, and now we are going to press enter. So now it will start working on generating our payload. So this was the mistake which I have to clear. So viewers, as you can see that our payload is ready, which is of 10.245 bytes, which is a very small payload. We have made a very small application and no encoding is selected yet. For now we are just making a normal payload. We will not exploit it as of now. We are seeing the process to generate a payload. We will see how to exploit it later in my sessions. So subscribe now to the channel so you can be notified when I upload the sessions of how to exploit the payloads in Windows, in Androids, or in macOS. So as of now our payload is generated. We will see whether it's undetectable in reality or not. So for that, just open up your browser and we will go to VirusTotal, which is such a platform which will scan the file that we will upload, and it will tell us that at how many places it is detectable and whether the program in it is shown as malicious or not. So we are going to write here in our search box VirusTotal and press enter. So it will redirect you to the home page, and as you can see, here is the VirusTotal home. So click on this, and now we are going to enter the home page of VirusTotal. So guys, as you can see, the VirusTotal homepage is opened in front of us, and as you can see here, we are given a choose file tab to upload our file, which we have just created now. So we are going to click on the choose file, and you can select the file which you have created over here. As you can see in the desktop, we have created the fktest.apk file, which is of 10.2 KB, and it is an Android package. So click on this and open this. So it is checking for the hashes, and after that it will start the uploading process, and once the payload is uploaded on the site, it will check for the malicious code. So we are going to click on the confirm upload. So it is uploading the file. So the uploading process has been completed, and now it will start the scan on our payload. So as you can see, it is scanning the payload. So 6 out of 3 have scanned it, and 25 out of 9 detected, and 18 and 26 and 60 out of 26 antiviruses have detected our payload as of now. And I think the scan has been completed, and as you can see, 50% of the antiviruses have detected our payload as a malicious. They have flagged this file as a malicious. As you can see, 27 security vendors and no sandboxes flagged this file as a malicious. So as you can see, this was a simple payload which was of size 10 KB. So we have not used any encoding yet, so that's why it is detectable by 27 viruses out of 64. So now here the question arises, how we can reduce them so that minimum antiviruses can detect us, or any antivirus should not detect us. For that, we will use some techniques. First, we will encode our payload to see if any changes are coming in it. So let's go to our terminal and encode our payload. So in front of this payload, we are going to write -e to use the encoding. So before that, we are going to check the help. So we are going to type here msf venom, and we are going to check for the help. Help. and let's see what it gives. So as you can see here, the help of MSF Venom is open. So as you can see here, -e is used for the encoders. If you want to set encoding, then we will use -e option. You can see that with -e encoder function will be called. You can use any encoding in front of that. For that we have to see the list of encoders. So let's see the list of encoders. So to check the encoders that we can select here, we will write MSF Venom, and in front of that we are going to type here -l, and after that we are going to type here encoders. So this will show us the list of all the encoders. So press enter. You can see that we have got all the encoders. We will read it once and select the best one. So we have PHP encoders, countdown encoders, and 32-bit encoders as well. So we will use the PHP base 64 encoder. So let's see where it is. So here is the base 64 encoder. So as you can see, here is the PHP base 64 encoder. So in front of our payload code, after -e, we will mention this encoder. So to do this, we are going to just simply copy this, and after that we are going to write here our code, which was MSF Venom -p, and after that we are going to type here -e and paste our payload. So as you can see, this is PHP/base64 encoder, and after that just simply press enter. Now the payload that will be generated, it will be encoded. So as you can see that the payload that is generated is saved in encoded format, and the size of this payload is also greater than the previous one. Now let's see what happens after uploading this file on VirusTotal. We will go to our home page of VirusTotal, and to do this, click on this logo of this VirusTotal, and after that you're going to choose the file. And as you can see, this file is updated because we don't have changed the name of our file, so that's why it has replaced the file, and the size of file is also greater than the previous one. So click on this fktest.apk file and open this. So just click on the confirm upload, and now it will start the process to scan our payload. So as of now, 3 payloads have scanned it but not detected by any antivirus. And as you can see, 20 virus 36 and 49 antiviruses have scanned it, 51 viruses antiviruses, 52 and 56. As of now, no antivirus have detected us. It is undetected by 57 antiviruses, and analyzing is just in progress. And as you can see, the scan has been completed, and 58 antiviruses have scanned our payload, but still they were not able to detect whether it is malicious or not. And as you can see, no security vendor and no sandboxes flagged this file as a malicious. This is just happened because it was encoded properly. It couldn't read it, and hence antiviruses has not detected it. But if it will not work, then it won't be useful for us, because we have used an JavaScript PHP encoder in an Android application. So that's why it will not work. But I was just telling you how to use it. I was telling you how you can use an encoder. But now we will generate a payload which will work, and we will see that any antivirus will not be able to detect it, or minimum antivirus will detect it. So to do that, our work is to either encode them or to do some changes in them, which we will gradually do further in advanced courses. But now this payload is a bit more effective. If I use one more encoding technique, it will be more undetectable. We saw that there is a difference between the payload made by different ways by using many different tools or services or encodings. We can make such a payload which cannot be caught by any antivirus. So let me tell you one more thing. If you want to generate a PHP virus or malicious program, then we can use one more software in that case, which will be pre-installed in the Kali Linux operating system with name Weebly. We can use Weebly and generate any payload. So let's see the process to generate a payload. So simply close your browser, and in our terminal we are going to write here Weebly. And as you can see, the previous command is shown here. I have tested this before. So just simply type here Weebly and press enter. So as you can see, the help of Weebly is open in front of us, where it's telling how we can make different things. So to open a session, we will use this option. If we want to open a session using command, then we can use this option. And if we want to create a new payload, then we are going to use this generate option. So how we can use this? So we can use this using the Weebly generate command. So just simply copy this with Ctrl Shift C command and Ctrl Shift V command to paste it. So as you can see, I have already created in testing process. So here, as you can see, after writing Weebly generated, we are going to type here the password. So you can write any password over here, and after that you are going to provide the path of the output file which we will generate in PHP. So we are going to type here root, and after that we are going to type the name of our file. So we are going to type here test.php and press enter. So guys, as you can see, the file has been generated at this path and with the password 3524, and the size of our file is 754 bytes. So let's check where is our file. So places, open the home, and we're going to find our file over here. And as you can see, here is the test.php file which we have just created using the Weebly tool. So to check whether it is detectable or undetectable by antiviruses, we are going to upload it on VirusTotal once again. So choose the file from here and choose the file test.php, open the file, confirm the upload, and after that it will start the scanning process. So as you can see, as of now 7 antiviruses have detected us out of 52, and let's see what is the final output. So let's see what is the final output. So the scan report is completed, and as you can see, out of 58 antiviruses, only 8 antiviruses were able to detect our payload, and this is a very few number of antiviruses that are Google, ESET, AHN Lab, and so forth. So we will make such programs or payloads further also which will not get detected by any antiviruses. So now here the question arises, how to be safe from these payloads. There's only one process for that. You don't have to install any malicious file or application that comes through mail or by any way. You don't have to give access to that file in your system. So this was our today's session about payloads, how we can make it undetectable, how to create a payload. So that's it for our today's session, and I hope you have learned something valuable from our today's session. So if you have learned something valuable from our today's session, so like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon to get the notification of all my new sessions. So let's meet in the next session. Until then, take care. Goodbye.